What's up, guys? It's Wholesome Joe back with another distribution update video. I haven't posted one of these in a while, so if that's something you care about, then continue watching. So, as many of you might know, I am a filmmaker by trade. That is what I tend to do most of the time. That is not how I make my living, but that is my passion. Filmmaking is my passion, and I have made multiple feature films, multiple short films, and all of that good stuff, and sort of my cosplay, costuming and prop making and all of that kind of go together in that field. So I try to mesh those things together on this YouTube channel. So some of you may have heard or may know that I made a feature film comedy called The Marks, which is like a pro wrestling, backyard wrestling sort of comedy film that I like to say is like a combination of Talladega Nights meets Clerks. So that gives you a good idea. So we made that movie back in like 2019, and then COVID happened, and we were unable to really do anything with it. It's been in post-production hell, as it were, or purgatory, as it were, for a long time. We finally got it done. We had a premiere here in Atlanta for the cast and crew. Everybody came. It was cool. We got to watch it at the historic Plaza Theater, which is a really awesome theater here in Atlanta. It's a very storied theater, lots of kind of history behind it. Actually, Sting from AEW/WCW, the famous wrestler, actually did like a vignette for his final match of him sitting inside the Plaza Theater, which I thought was really cool, being a huge Sting fan myself. So anyway, but as movies kind of go, it's really difficult for indie filmmakers right now. It's always been difficult, but it's even more difficult now because the distribution landscape kind of sucks. All of the strikes and everything that's gone on with Hollywood and the writers and the crew now, it's just created a really difficult time for everybody in the industry. And so I've kind of been really like sort of down in the dumps because we've been working on this movie, or we've had this movie, it's 2025 now, and we made this movie in 2019. It should be out by now. And I know a lot of the actors and a lot of the crew are kind of like, what the crap, Joe? Why is this movie why can't I watch it? I get messages on the regular from people asking me where they can watch it, and I always have to give them the disappointing answer of, you can't right now. The movie's finished. The movie was picked up by a distributor back, I don't even remember what year it was now. And they kept the movie I just lost my light from my monitors. They kept the movie for almost a year, didn't do anything with it. They came back and said, after a while, that they said no one was interested in it and that they couldn't do anything with it, and relinquished the rights back to me. Now, that was kind of a hard pill to swallow, because I don't believe that nobody was interested in it, because I think it's a really cool movie, and I know everyone thinks their movies are great, but I really think that we had something pretty awesome. And so I'm kind of disappointed that I have not been able to get this out to the world yet. But I started looking into another avenue called FilmHub, which I've talked about in another video. We started going through the process of trying to list the movie on FilmHub, ran into a whole bunch of issues, could never pass the quality control. They have like an automated quality control system where you have to just do all of these specific things in order to pass their quality control. And most of the stuff that they were dinging us for was creative stuff that we did on purpose. So I tried to explain this to them, and they just continued to ding us for it. And you only get 3 tries. After the 3rd try, you can no longer submit your film to FilmHub. So we never actually made the 3rd attempt because I started posting in a Facebook group about FilmHub, and another distribution company saw my woes and contacted me and said, hey, I see you talking about FilmHub and your issues with FilmHub. We've run into that a lot, and we are another platform that is similar to FilmHub but not like FilmHub at the same time. We're like more of a traditional distributor, but that we operate similar to FilmHub. And I was like, all right, cool, I'm listening. So I had a call with them, and they watched the trailer, they watched the whole movie, and they said that they were interested in picking it up. So I can't tell you the name of the distributor right now because I don't know how much information I'm supposed to release, but I will just say that we have now signed another deal with another distributor for not just one, but both of my films, because I had a film previous to the Marks called The Legend of Seven Toe Maggie that was released under a really bad distributor called Wild Eye Releasing, and I have no qualms with bad naming them on this channel because they've screwed over so many people. At this point, I literally don't care. Hopefully they see this. I received no checks, I received no sales reports, I received nothing. My film was in Redbox for probably 6 months or more, and I received not a single sales report from them. So I will never have another movie with Wild Eye Releasing ever at any point. I've tried to make contact with them multiple times. They will never respond to your emails. Multiple people have contacted me saying they had a similar situation and have threatened to all come together and sue them. But yeah, that's kind of the landscape we're in right now for the indie film. It sucks. It sucks to be an indie filmmaker. And so if you're an actor or you're a crew member or you're someone out there who has worked on an indie film and you're like, why has it not come out yet? It's probably because that's just how it is right now for indie filmmakers, and it sucks and I hate it. But anyway, we're with someone else now, and now the good news of having both of my films, they're going to re-release the second film that actually is older than the Marks under the original title. Wild Eye Releasing changed the name to Ghost Witch, which is stupid. The movie has nothing to do with witches, so I don't understand why, but marketing and all of that. So they're releasing it under the original title, The Legend of Seven Toe Maggie, which was a much better title anyway. And we're probably going to have new art and new things like that. It has been submitted to all of the platforms that you would expect to see it on. So hopefully, and we've already gotten word that one of the major platforms has already requested it. So hopefully you're going to see at least that one back online for streaming soon, and hopefully the Marks will be right behind it. So if you're one of those people who have messaged me on Facebook or any of my social media asking me when you can see the Marks, I'm hoping that the answer will be very soon. Now, we are going to be releasing a limited run of DVDs and maybe Blu-rays, depending on whether or not there's interest in that. But a lot of people still like to buy the physical media, even if everything has gone to streaming now, which leads me to the next part of this conversation, which is, as you may have noticed, the landscape has kind of changed, like, completely for indie film. Everything works differently now. It is not the same as it used to be with traditional distributors and all of that good stuff. So we're really, trying to figure out where to go next. That's the reason why I haven't, started any new projects, because I don't actually know what I want to do yet, because the feature film sort of goals that I had before aren't really the same, because as we've learned, making a feature film, one, costs a lot of money. It's hard. It takes a lot of time. It takes a long time commitment, and the risk is really, really high, of not making a return. And so I can't really do another feature film that takes 5 years to even get off the ground or even get out to the masses. So I'm looking at possibly doing more like web-based content, maybe a web series, maybe stuff that you can watch on like social media, because a lot of people, I feel like people consume more YouTube than they do actual TV now. I know I do. I watch way more YouTube than I watch actual TV these days. And I know people are doing that on TikTok, and they're doing that on other platforms. So maybe that's the direction we're going to go in. I'm not sure. But anyway, that's it. That's the update that I have right now for distribution. If that's something you care about, if you're into filmmaking, or if you have questions about filmmaking, or you have questions about distribution, or you have questions about any of the stuff I've talked about in this video, let me know in the comments below. I know this is not my typical tutorial Ghostbusters prop making stuff, but I want to sprinkle this stuff in for those who are interested in it. Maybe I'll continue doing that if enough people care. If not, I'll go back to doing just the tutorial stuff. Let me know in the comments if this is the type of stuff that you're interested in, and let me know, if you don't care about it, that's fine too. I appreciate everyone's support. I have my Patreon, and I thank you to all my subscribers that I currently have on there, all 3 of you. it's more than zero, so I'm very appreciative of that. I'm trying to pump out as much content as I can. Again, I have an infant, so it takes me a little bit longer. I'm doing all of this by myself, so any little bit helps. I need to buy filament and all of that stuff to keep these projects going, because it costs money to buy all of the materials that you need to build proton packs and ghost traps and all of that sort of thing. So anyway, thanks for watching this video. Until next time, I will see you on the other side.